with Ours Garage. In this video, I'll be working on the Serpent SRX8 GTe long wheelbase, the solid axle bag. So let's get started. It's nice that everything is nicely packaged, especially the small parts are in a separate bag so they don't get lost. Be careful, there are some set screws and some O-rings. You don't want to lose those. Looks like there is some oil, probably from the machining processes, that are still on these pieces. So just kind of cleaning those off. Nothing to be worried about. And it doesn't say so in the manual, but some of these screws will be going into metal, so I'm gonna make sure to install some blue Loctite because you don't want any of this to be backing out. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna need our out drive. We're gonna need our gear. We're gonna need one of our bearings, which is sealed, and a pin. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and install the bearing onto the gear itself. We're going to take our out drive and insert it. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and install our pin, just like so. So you can set this assembly aside. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this assembly. We're gonna need this piece. We need an out drive. We're gonna need a bearing, our pin, and our set screw. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and install the bearing like so. We're gonna go ahead and install the out drive and line up the hole with the hole in here, just like so. Once the holes are lined up, we can take our pin and install the pin, and that'll drop right in to the out drive and it'll lock it in place like so. Next, we can go ahead and install the M3x3 set screw, and since it is going into metal, I'm going to add a little bit of blue Loctite on it so it doesn't back out. Just tighten it down because that'll hold that pin in place, and there we go. So now what we can do is assemble these two pieces together, and take note because in this piece there's actually a cutout for the pin that's here. We're going to go ahead and line the pin up with the slot in this piece, and there we go. So once that's installed, we can kind of rotate the out drive until we see the holes line up, and we're going to install the 4 M3x5 screws in these 4 holes. And since they are going into metal, we're going to install some blue Loctite on there to make sure that it doesn't back out. I'm going to get them all started first, and then I'll go back and tighten it down in a crisscross pattern. Now we can go ahead and tighten it down in a crisscross pattern. I'm very happy with the quality. The fact that most cars like this would come with a plastic center gear. This one comes with a steel center gear. So that's kind of nice because that would be an option part for most cars. And the bearings are nice and smooth. And the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put some grease on the O-rings, and we're gonna install them into the drive cups to hold them into place. So make sure you put a decent amount of grease on here, because that'll actually help keep these in place. And all you gotta do is drop them in and make sure that they're sitting properly. Seems like these O-rings are oversized for this hole, but hopefully once we have our drive shafts installed, it'll kind of sit in the correct orientation. So I'm just going to leave that like that. So that basically concludes the assembly of the solid axle. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe if you did. Please let me know down in the comments below if you had any issues with this assembly procedure. I'd love to hear about it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one where I work on bag 1, the rear assembly.